Hey everybody, happy Independence Day. This is Chris. I'm back for another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Summerfest Crisp Lager. It's a Czech style lager from Sierra Nevada. Put this closer to, yeah. Living in the desert, I'm never going to be able to find exactly the right time or the right location to keep the glare off of a bottle. But anyway, this is the Summerfest Crisp Lager from, maybe back a bit, from Sierra Nevada. They're out of Chico, California. This is a Czech style lager, so I'm expecting it to be a little towards the Pilsner side, but not necessarily. I've not had a Czech lager before, at least that I can recall. I've had plenty of Czech Pilsners, so going to give this a shot. It's the 2016 Summerfest. Um, if you have no other glassware, you can always use a pint glass. Today I'm going to be using a New Belgian Fat Tire pint glass that I picked up at a New Belgian tasting. I believe you should try and use the proper glassware as much as you can. Lagers can be used in pint glasses. Just about anything can be used in a pint glass. So anyway, that's why I'm using the pint glass. And going to be using the Pop the Top opener from Taza Designs to take this cap off. Give me just one moment while I retrieve that cap. And I want to show you how that is in perfect condition. Sides are looking good. Got a strange little piece of fuzz attached to it. But as you can see, that could be used to recap this bottle or be used for a wall mount very easily. So, Pop the Top openers from Taza Designs. Good stuff. And there just went one of my water. All right. So, comedy of errors here on this particular review. But hey, it's Independence Day. Just got through watching the hot dog eating contest and watched Chestnut take the mustard belt. I was rooting for Lefevre. He's 72 years old, making him the oldest competitor ever in today's competition, the 100-year anniversary of the hot dog eating contest. But Chestnut took the title by eating 70 hot dogs, and that's a record as well for the contest. So, 100-year anniversary had a couple of nice contests to it, and I always like watching the hot dog eating contest. That's the only time I'll watch a eating contest. This has lots and lots of carbonation. Getting back to this beer, considering that's what this whole review is supposed to be about. Smells very much like a Pilsner. Those hops that are coming up and that yeast that's coming through, both very much smell like Pilsner. But you know, maybe there's a small distinction between Czech lagers and Czech Pilsners. I don't know. If anybody wanted to write me and tell me, you know, the major differences, that'd be great. I love getting information from you guys. I don't know that I've said this enough, but I love it when you guys write me and tell me stuff. I love to be corrected. I love to get new information and find out that I'm wrong about something and get corrected on it. So please write me in respect to that. This 12-ounce bottle that I picked up at Lee's, I paid $1.52 for. Would have normally been $1.79, but I had a 15% off coupon. So just to show you, $1.79 for a beer, and we're about to see just how good it is. So cheers. Okay, I think I see the distinction between a Czech Pilsner and a Czech lager. This is a little heartier. It's not quite as light as a Pilsner. This is really good, though. It's described it as crisp and golden and refreshing. And I would use all three of those to describe that. We have a golden color, we have lots of carbonation, we have a head that's not particularly resilient, but it's a little heartier than a Pilsner. Pilsners are, I don't know if this is fair, but I'm going to call them the 7-Up of beers. And this is not quite as light as a 7-Up. This is more like a Mountain Dew in terms of flavor and texture and viscosity, that is. But this is a good beer. This is a great summer beer. I'm glad I waited for July 4th to drink this summer beer. This is and I'm glad that I chose this particular glass, because these are two, I'm going to say, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'll say it many times probably. Both of these are successful breweries. They are not macro breweries. They are not corporate breweries. They are just breweries that have made a good standing and a good business, And there is a distinction between corporate and successful. New Belgium and Sierra Nevada both are successful in that you see them in your gas station a lot of times, but that doesn't mean that they're corporate beers. So the fact that they're sitting next to Budweiser does not mean that they are Budweiser or that they're InBev products by any stretch of the imagination. Fort Collins Brewing makes great beers. New Belgium makes great beers. Sierra Nevada makes great beers, and they're all successful non-corporate beers. This, once again, is the Czech lager, the 2016 Summerfest ale, or not ale, but the Summerfest. As I said, I paid $1.52. Normally $1.79. I'd say this is well worth $1.79. This is probably going to be getting like a 4.25 because this is. I feel like I got a lesson today. Like I learned the distinction between Czech Pilsners and Czech lagers. This is very light and crisp, and yet it still has a hearty, almost weediness that you would expect of a lager. And that is the distinction between a Czech Pilsner and a Czech lager. So, excuse me. You better believe I'm going to be trying more Czech Pilsners and Czech lagers and noticing the distinction between the two. I'd say this has probably a medium-high mouthfeel. It's kind of spiky, like you would expect it to be, but no alcohol burn. Unfortunately, there was no ABV that I could see on this bottle, so I don't have an ABV to give you. But it was packaged on March 15th, so this is less than 4 months old, and it's a very good beer. If somebody's trying to unload a bunch of this at the end of the season, you see this for sale in a six-pack, grab it. Because you don't have to be a craft beer drinker to enjoy this beer, I don't think. I think even the Budweiser crowd could like this beer. And not that it tastes like Budweiser, it's just it's not exotic. It's just a good, hearty beer that's also crisp and light somehow. So anyway, hats off to the 2016 Summerfest crisp Czech-style lager. And happy Independence Day to everybody. Appreciate you watching, and thanks very much. Cheers.